There was one startup, I think, Quibi, that was very
You want to talk about Quibi?
briefly. I mean, we'll probably discuss that later, but it's a company that is not even yet. I mean, running
Quibi is
yet.
the most.
Let's talk about the commercial part.
Well, it's the commercial. The commercial itself was fine. I mean, it was really early in the Super Bowl. It was like early in the first quarter, I think. I was like, they were robbing a bank, and then their getaway driver says, "I'll be there in a Quibi." Like they're trying to make that a thing because
Right.
Quibi is basically a streaming platform that lets you watch videos that are 10 minutes or less. He says, "I'll be there in a Quibi," and they're like waiting there for him. Commercial. Okay, it was fine. The commercial wasn't bad. It was whatever.
But how many
But
people knew what Quibi is?
I
That's the
don't think
thing.
many people knew what Quibi was. And second of all, the fact that they spent 6 million plus production, it was a high value production commercial. It wasn't cheap.
Yeah.
On a commercial, when they're not even launched, you can't even go download the app if you see that. Oh, that's interesting. Let me go download. No, not available.
I know.
What are they thinking? And not only that, this is a company that is so funny. I was thinking about this yesterday because I wanted to talk about it. I was like, this company, if you don't know Quibi, they were started by Jeffrey Katzenberg and I forget her name. She used to be an exec at HP. But basically, two execs who have been
Tech guys, yeah.
around the game and both from media and tech. And they started their own streaming service, and it's all like vertical only videos, no horizontal, and it's all 10 minutes or less. And so, but they have spent a ridiculous amount of money, and they plan to spend a ridiculous amount of money
Well, that goes
for a
startups, too.
startup. No, but not. They took the lean startup methodology and said, what if we just do the complete opposite of that? What if we, in our first year of launch, spend $1 billion with a B on programming and advertising before we even know if anybody's interested yet? The idea of the lean startup is let's make many versions and iterate with as little budget as possible until we can find something that works and that people like. And especially in streaming where it's such a gamble to know whether people will like this or not, to say, oh, we're just going to throw all of the money we raised, $1 billion in our first year, and if we fail, oh, well,
Yeah.
it's baffling. And to spend $6 million on a
All right,
commercial,
we're getting too much into the startup conversation, and this is more of a commercial.
$6
so
million when you haven't launched.
I understand.
That's
Is
crazy.
their money? I told you, I said this last Friday when we were talking about it. I said, I don't understand the economics of commercial advertising for the Super Bowl. I understand the big brands, the Procter & Gamble, which we'll discuss later on, and all these big manufacturers, auto manufacturers, beer companies, all that stuff, spending money doing feel-good commercials or brand commercials or corporate image branding, whatever. They have the money, they have the budget, and it's almost like they have to be there. The smaller brands, I don't understand how they throw their whole marketing budget for the year out the window in one single 30-second spot, which is in return to get the ROI or the return on advertising spend that we talk about. To me, is just the math doesn't add up. But if they want to say, hey, we were advertising on the Super Bowl and nobody even knows who we are or
Well,
what we do.
I don't know if anybody's throwing their whole budget.
No, like I said, not the whole budget. The big brands are not. For them, it's like a drop in the bucket. But for the smaller brands, startups like this, like you said, spending like maybe $6 million in the ad and in buying the ad space, and then whatever they spent in producing the ad and all the stuff, you can basically say, okay, well, you guys haven't made any penny from revenues yet.
No, they haven't.
And you're already spending $10 million of your investors' money into putting an ad in the Super Bowl when people, like you said, can't even monetize that ad and download an app or anything. So I don't understand. I'm too stupid for that, but I like to know how that works. But let's move on with this because we have a lot of list of commercials. So we have obviously